Are you ready for some online Magic Arena? Today's deck is called Charm Cycling, for reasons that will soon become very apparent. 2 lands is good enough to start, right? Although, this really is kind of a bad opening hand. I shouldn't really start with 2 Demonic Bargains out of the entire deck. I've got 138 cards, and he gave me 2 Demonic Bargains. Those cards are not until later. Okay, but the rest of the deck is right here. From the Streets of New Capenna, there was a cycle of charms, 3 colored spells. And the cycling part of charm cycling comes from these land cycling creatures. And what color do I need? I've got blue and black or black and white, so I need red, I guess. So we go search for red. And we've got all of the lands, the tri-lands. And when you're cycling, these count. So if I go cycle for a mountain, I can find one of these. And what can I do here? I can destroy you now. Next up, I need green. So we do swamp cycling, which lets me find a swamp. And I find a swamp source that also has green in it. You heard from the movie, the lady said, "I will never go hungry again." Now, I will never go without the right color land again. Moonfang Mauler. What do we need more of? White? Yeah, we'll just take that. In the meantime, island cycling. Let's do some more red. Alright, now we're ready, right? We're ready to do just about anything. How many dead do we need for this to become a creature? 4 or more. That's not good enough. But we could just do 5 damage to the messenger for now. Nope. Expel the interlopers! I'm almost dead. They enchanted their own creature. Let's see, that can come down. And expel the interlopers again. Punch's Shrine goes on. They like their top card. Down to 3 life. Really? That's what you got? 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the right number. I'll just gain some life. Is good. Let's see now. We can destroy each non-land permanent, which would be my guys. I guess we don't need to do that. But what we can do is we can get rid of the card draw by exiling the permanent. Do you have anything that can work against a bunch of 1/1s? You have 1 card. You have 2 creatures now. Excellent. Target you, throw you back up, make you discard a card. Excellent. We don't bother attacking. We just expel the interlopers, but we choose 2 for the power level. And I want my people to stay. And then we go do this. And I could have done that first, but I was trying to show you the rest of the deck. But they know what's up. To everybody new, welcome to Tpull's Corner. I am Travis. To everybody returning, Happy New Year. We don't make resolutions anymore. We just have goals, right? Our goals are to get better at Magic. Our goals are to have fun while doing it. And everybody should have the goal to like and subscribe to Tpull's Corner. This is a deck I kind of procrastinated on making because I was depressed at the idea that it would be too effective too quickly. Also, it's been a while since I made an oversized deck. I know there's a certain segment of... it's a very small minority, but it's a very vocal minority that really doesn't like decks that are more than 60 cards. But every now and then I like to have some fun. So here's the overview. We've got average mana cost of 4.9. I have 44 lands and 44 creatures. 44 lands is a little short for 138 cards. But we make up for it because of all these creatures that have cycling. Plain cycling, island cycling, swamp cycling, forest cycling, mountain cycling. All of the creatures from March of the Machines, from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I got them all. Not 4 copies of all of them, but enough of them. You know, 44 creatures is enough, right? Almost all of them have the cycling ability. And because we're using the tri-lands from Streets of New Capenna, I can go get an island, and as long as there's blue in that card, like Spara's Headquarters, if I really want a green or a white mana source, I can use these cycling creatures to go fix my land to cast all the other spells that I want. So what I did was I combined 2 ideas, which I tend to do a lot. And one of the things I like to do is take a cycle that Wizards makes for a particular expansion and throw all of the cards of that cycle into one deck and see if I can make it work. And you usually end up having to do a 5-color deck right? Because they usually choose the cycles like to either focus on one color in particular or a combination of colors. So they did not design the Streets of New Capenna with the idea that everybody was going to run a deck with all of the charms in them. The charms are designed for you to run a 3-color deck, and Streets of New Capenna supports 3-color mana so that you can fix your land colors so that you can cast 3-color spells. They did not envision people running all 5 charms in one deck. Guarantee you. We're going to do it. And to help us out along the way, we've got some board wipes to help keep control of things. We've got White Sun's Twilight, 4 copies of that. So if we do manage to get X = 5, for a total of 7 cast, then we can create these Phyrexian Might artifact creature tokens. That's our alternate win condition, to just win by poison. It's only 4 cards out of 138, so it's not a big theme, but it can happen, as you saw. I've got a nice little card in here that is not a cycling card. Hoarding Broodlord for 8 mana. 7/6 with Convoke. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, exile it face down, and shuffle. So I can search for any one particular card that I want and get it into my hand, into my hot little hands. If I'm ready for this card, but I don't have it yet, I've got 3 copies of Demonic Bargain. Exile the top 13 cards of your library, then search your library for a card, put the card in your hand, and shuffle. It's going to take me a while to build up enough lands to summon an 8-mana creature. I'm still putting down only 1 land per turn, so the game has to last 8 turns. It's not really my end goal just to get the Broodlord. I'm probably going to try and get this one, Bringer of the Last Gift. This is from the new Ixalan expansion. 6/6 Vampire Demon with Flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it only, each player sacrifices all other creatures they control. Then each player returns all creature cards from the graveyard that weren't put there this way to the battlefield. So if I spent the whole 8 turns destroying all of their creatures, how do we make sure that they don't come back? One of these charms is kind of cool. Here's Broker's Charm. 3 different options, right? Destroy enchantment, draw 2 cards, target creature gets +1 in your fight. We have Riveteer's Charm. Target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest mana value. Exile the top 3 cards of your library, and you can play one of those, or play all of them if you have enough energy. And ding, 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 winner, winner, champion dinner. Riveteer's Charm, 3rd option, exile target player's graveyard. So if we're doing this right, I've got 4 copies of this in the deck. I can find it, play it when I'm ready, exile their graveyard, and then when we're ready, bring our stuff back. And what our stuff is all of these other creatures that are big, massive creatures, 5/5, 5/5, 6/5, 4/2. Yeah, but he's got backup 2, so he turns into a 6/4 if you put the backup counters on him, and he's got trample. So we can bring all of those back. They've been in the graveyard because we just cycled them in there to go get lands. What else do we have? 4 more board wipes with Path of Peril. We've got Hidetsugo Consumes All. This is a enchantment saga. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So if they've got some 1-mana pesky artifacts cluttering out the background, we can get rid of that. The second chapter exiles all graveyards. That includes mine, but I might think it's worthwhile. One of the other charms, Obscure Charm. You can counter a target instant or sorcery spell, destroy a creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less, or return permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield that's mana value 3 or less. Maestro's Charm. Look at the top 5 cards of your library and get to keep 1. The rest go into your graveyard. Each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life, or deal 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. I have 1 copy of Cabaretti Ascendancy. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, you get to put it in your hand. Otherwise, you can put it on the bottom of your library. Streets of New Capenna. I don't usually play this card. Incandescenteria. It deals 3 damage to each non-token creature. I don't know what you do about the tokens, but I like the card. It's going in. 2 copies of Rocco Cabaret Caterer. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less. So again, we want to be able to summon a nice big meaty creature that might cost like 6 or 7 mana. So we're going to need about 10 to make Rocco work. We need to last a while. Hence, Depopulate. Just 1 copy. 1 copy of The End. And 1 copy of Unleash the Inferno. Deals 7 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you do excess damage, you can actually also destroy a target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls that's equal to or less than the amount of the excess damage. I'm still not burning any wild cards just yet, so 1 copy is all I got. That's all I'm going to keep. 4 more board wipes with Expel the Interlopers. It's my new favorite board wipe. You wouldn't expect me to have a deck without that if I got white. 1 copy of Illicit Shipment, where I can search my library for a card, so that plus the 3 Demonic Bargains gives me a nice way to search for whatever I want at the moment. 1 Cruelty of Gix, Chapter 2 there, search your library for a card. That's a 5th way to search for something specific in the deck. And 3 copies of Invasion of Alara, 5 color spell from March of the Machines. You get to exile the top cards of your library until you find 2 that are mana value 4 or less, and you can cast 1 of those for free without paying its cost. Then the other one goes in your hand. Then, when you manage to take it from a battle into a sorcery, it's Awaken the Maelstrom, and then the target player draws 2 cards. You get to put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. Create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control. Get 3+1/+1 counters, and then destroy target permanent and opponent controls. It's a lot of stuff. It's a powerful card. We're going to keep it. We're going to take it. I'm not going to go through all of the creatures. The playlist will be there. I'm just going to cover like the battles. Here's one more board wipe with Invasion of Fura. I can target either legendary creatures, non-legendary creatures, or both of them, both types. I've got 2 copies of the Kami War. Exile target non-land permanent, then return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Opponent discards a card, and then you turn it into the dragon spirit creature you see pictured to the right. And to Vanquish the Hordes, and that's the deck. Bunch of dual lands, 1 Dross Pits, 1 Hidden Necropolis, and 2 of the Restless Reef since I got a second one recently. Can't resist putting that in. So we got all of the charms in one deck. In order to make sure we get all 5 colors to cast whatever charm we want at any particular moment, we got a bunch of the land cycling creatures. We're not going to cast any creatures for 4, 5, 6 turns. The charms and the board wipes will help control the board until we're ready to sort of seize control for ourselves. And our opponent is go get the trebuchet. Three lands and 2 cycling creatures means we got 5 lands guaranteed for our first 5 turns. Which means we are 1 turn away from guaranteed casting of the Kami War at our leisure. Things that hurt us, discard. Let's go get Jetmir's Garden. And let's go get Sanders Lounge. What a bunch of cheap creatures. Trying for an early knockout. Notice my opponent doesn't need to do any of these cycling. They got everything that they need right away. They do not miss a single land drop. And I'm already half dead. Just look at this stuff. And those are tokens. So I got the wrong colors after all, didn't I? I don't have 2 whites yet that are untapped. Alright, we deal 3 damage to each non-token creature. I already have Bringer of the Last Gift. I have a way to exile the graveyard. Things are almost looking up. They're going to exile stuff from my graveyard? How dare you? That's the target for the Kami War right there. Vicious. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just cast this instead. This one. Oh, they're going to create artifact creature tokens? Disgusting. And they can see I have the Incandescent Urea. It's not going to help. Let's see. You were 2. I guess we're just doing this. Expel the interlopers! Come on. There we go. Now, at some point, I'm going to be able to go get my final land. They'll stop attacking me. You had to draw another land at some point. So I haven't been drawing land. They can still get rid of everything in my graveyard. So the Bringer of the Last Gift is not going to be very good for me. Gross. I guess I'm gonna have to do this after all. I don't have 6 still. Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay. Instead of... Let's see. I guess we're throwing you away. We'll just make them get rid of this. Oh, man. Yep. I played that wrong. They just had a direct damage already. They had so many threats, I was busy trying to get rid of the threats. I chose my colors wrong, actually. Let's try that again. $100 cards, so we're finding ourselves going up against oversized decks as well. Seems properly fair. Alright, let me pay closer attention to my actual color needs. I am supposed to slow down and do this properly for you. Again, the one card we want later on in the game. Getting it up front instead. not the best. Take another Jetmir's Garden. Incandescent Area does not work on the incubation tokens. So if this is an incubation deck, we could be in trouble. We just need to rely on our larger board wipes. Okay, next up, I've got one black, I've got two black and one blue, so let's go get an island type thing. Come on, let me have my turn. I'm just waiting on the opponent. There we go. Sanders Lounge. Good choice. Hello? Why are you roping? There's one creature on the board. There's nothing complicated going on here. I'm just cycling my way to charm your pants off. There's this big hesitation in between everything they do. You'd think they had blue in their hand. Okay, now the color shouldn't matter too entirely much. After this. And why not? Don't have anything better to do. Let's go thin our deck. Get one more lounge. And I won't be complaining about getting more than 50% land draw. This is by design. I think we scared them somehow. Mana of any color. If there are more than two colors, they can go 3 right now. And if they attack, again, we're half dead. Put it on Root Weaver, right? And that way Trumpeter gets a little thingamabob. In the meantime, Incandescent Terraria gets rid of both of those. And I think we're good where we are with that. Opponent does absolutely nothing. Absolutely lovely. Let's try full casting a creature. They imprison it. Let's try full casting another creature. That one has haste. What do we have in our graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay. You're taking away my creature. Okay, it's time to go look for a card. I don't have to reveal what it is. Come out, wherever you are. It wasn't one of the ones that was it exiled? Bringer of the Last Gift. Figures, the one card that I want, that's the one that's exiled. Well, fine. We'll just do it differently then. Here. Sacrifice your Bond Warden. What are the odds out of 100 cards in the deck? Got rid of another Demonic Bargain too. We don't really care about that. That's the only card I really wanted. Of course, my search card exiles it. Life is so unfair. Don't need these lands anymore. There we go. We've got more ammo for next turn. Do I really want to win by White Sun's Twilight again? I do want the life back, though. I do like the life gain for White Sun's Twilight. The enemy can't be mad at you, right? I mean, they came and pounded the face in for half my life total. They can't be mad when I play this card, right? I've been kind of wondering about the way that Wizards design their cards. Their board wipes seem to be getting a little power creep in and of themselves. It's not enough just to destroy all the creatures, but there's something else you can do now. As if gaining life wasn't enough while you destroyed all the creatures. And, oh, we win again by White Sun's Twilight. Because the one card I want is the one card Arena won't let me keep in the deck. Someday this will work. So yeah, I procrastinated on this deck for a while. I wanted to build up a critical mass of the land cycling creatures, and Ixalan gave me that with yet more land cycling creatures. I've noticed in the past couple of expansions that they've been including these again and again, and I'm not sure their reasoning, but they're sort of maintaining this theme of introducing land cycling. Like maybe they don't want to bring back cycling in and of itself, but they seem to really enjoy the idea of the individual color land cycling ability. And I don't know if it's just that we're getting into that area finally where they're running out of design space, and this is like, oh, they keep trying to design bigger creatures, and it's like, oh, it's a 5/5 with haste. Okay, is that all we're gonna do? It's like, well, we could give it value if we give it cycling up front, so they can use it early and it won't be a useless card for 6 turns, and you can play it later. And that makes sense, but they're doing it a lot lately. So it'll be interesting to see over the next couple of expansions if they introduce yet more of those, or if we're kind of done. If they've, forgive the pun, if they cycled through their desire to play these type of cards, to design those and release them into the environment. I feel like we've got a sufficient mass, that we don't really need more of that after this. Is this going to be a mill deck? That'd be kind of awesome. Yes, Jetmir's Garden fits the bill perfectly. We'll be moving enough here. They're milling my stuff. As opposed to attacking me. Counterspell? They don't have a counterspell. What were you holding up the 2 mana for? I've got more than 100 cards. Are you seriously gonna continue with the idea that you should go ahead and mill me? Oh, I can't do that yet, can I? I only got 5. Okay, so Graniard Amalgam. Let's assume they have 4 in their deck. See what else they got in their hand. Another Graniard Amalgam. They'll get to draw a card for that. They got Cut Your Losses. So yeah, it's a mill strategy. They got a Teresian. They got 3 copies of Cut Your Losses. Jace. A bunch of Goshintais of Lost Wisdom. It's just a mill deck. Okay, we're done. Did you Just need one more land and they can mill half my library. But I don't think they can handle all of my creatures. What you got? Nothing. Nothing at all. Can I cast that yet? No. Can I cast you? Yes. The clock has started. We have 2 blue yet. 1, 2. Okay, good. You could mill me for half and casualty that and mill me for half again. And that'd be what? 57 to start with. Yep, they're going to do it. So how much will I have left? Only 29 cards, and then... yeah, 29 cards total. Okay. I wonder what's left in there. Let me leaf through this for just a second. Okay, it's going to be 10 seconds. I don't think they got my card, did they? They get it? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I wonder if it's in there. Alright. Here. You get one more turn. You could draw more cards. What are you going to do against a Ward 3? Yeah, that's what I thought. They're going to do the Ward 3! They got me to negative 93. That's good. I like that. Hang on. I wanted to hit somebody for negative 93. That's just too fun. I don't think I've ever hit somebody for negative 93 before. What else can you do to my Ward 3 Brine Fang? They're not leaving. They did it again! Minus 95. I can't hit them first. It's got to return it. Return it, and then we make them discard. Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm trying to help you out. You got me down to 22. I was going to be at 20. A mill deck, and they saw the size of my deck, and they didn't leave. I think that they were they being punished? Have they won too much with that deck? And so it was their turn to lose? So Arena says, here you go. 138 cards. Knock your heart out. Eat your heart out. I'm mixing my metaphors. Okay, I've got to go make a mill deck now. It's been too long. I'm feeling the itch. Wizard likes to design mill cards. I think everybody on the design team, likes milling. For better or worse. And there was a temporary time during rotation when we had a lull in the mill cards. And they fixed that pretty quick. Another one that you can pump up and put counters on. So another green-white counter deck. Those can be very fast. What do we have here? Destroy 3 or less, so that would work. White, blue, and black. I got the black and the white, and there's the blue, so that would work. What else am I going to need after that? I'm going to need green, right? Where are you? Where are you? I guess I'm just taking this. Those are enemy colors, right? Oh, I'll just do Incandescent Urea. If they don't get counters next. Okay, so next I want a second white source. Yeah, Jetmir's Garden is great. Okay, they should be able to cast almost anything they want. Ouch! I'm gonna be more than half dead. Ouch! I can't use Incandescent Urea now. That was too fast. Let's see. I didn't go get the second white. I messed up again. I should have gone for the earlier one. Let's see. Can I block? And no, I don't have enough. They got me already. That was enough. Turn 6 kill. Because I thought I had time. I didn't think that they would play that spell. That was like their perfect mana draw card, wasn't it? So, yeah, green-white counter decks still fast enough to get you by turn 5 and make it hopeless. That was my misplay again. I should have gone for the second mana source just to play it safe. I was greedy and went for the other colors. They only gave me 1 land. I do need 2. I do need 2 to make this work. We don't need Demonic Bargain just yet. Kildaroon gets rid of their basic lands and allows us to also fix our mana that way. Oh, look at that. Look at how many cards they have. They have more than I do. Give me Jetmir's Garden, please. Thank you. There we go. Give me. There we go. Perfect. I need some blue, don't I? they're going for at least 4 colors themselves. Incandescent Aria does not work. Let's get rid of their green source and see if they go for a basic forest to replace it. And what's left that I need? I should have a basic land in here somewhere. Do I not have basic lands? What happened to all my... I did have some. Never mind. Shoot. I might have fooled myself when I looked at all of these and thought I had the basic lands because I could cycle for them. But I was also supposed to have one each of the basic lands. So I may have to go back and fix that real quick. I didn't playtest this much. I did one bot match and then once in the arena, and then I went to start the recording. Some things it takes me a while to playtest before I'm happy with it. Sometimes I'm just doing the playtesting right in front of you, so you can sort of see my thought process and see where I thought I did something and managed to trick myself. I stared at so many of these basic land terms. I thought I had the basic lands in there for my Field of Runes. Why are they still trying to figure out? Are they still trying to look for a basic land themselves? They're like, I know I've got a basic land in here. They did the same thing I did. They're like, where's my forest? Why do I not have a forest? You got an Anchor of Mythic Rare Creature. You shouldn't want to... They didn't have a replacement land either. Are these your only basic lands in the entire deck? Did you do the exact same mess up that I did? What are the odds Arena could find me somebody like that? It is a mirror match. Okay, I'm supposed to have one each of each basic land in there, people. Just so you know. That was what it was supposed to be. This is too expensive already. Well, the good news is eventually I'm going to be able to power up Vanquish the Horde even if I don't get enough lands, because they're going to create more for me, and that's going to scale the cost down on the Vanquish the Horde. What are they doing? Do you not have... Do they not... There's a green source right there. There's your 5th... There's all 5 colors represented. Why are they waiting so? Get down there. And destroy all creatures. What do I have? I've got black. That's my blue source, right? Black, blue, red, green, white. So I've got everything I need. We'll go get one more of Zeator's Proving Ground. Alright, we made ground from the debacle that was the Field of Ruin. There's a forest. Did they have the forest in their hand? Did they just like walk away or something from the game and they just now got back? What is it? How come nobody's a toughness 3 out of everybody you got? Everybody's 4. Let's see. Neither one of those is what I wanted. But we'll draw 2 cards. they're going to get a hit in. Well, you know I have it. It'd be cool not to use it, right? Oh, man. That is nice. Wait. That's 7. I don't have 7 yet. I have 6. Oh, you were greedy. 2, 3, 4. Expel the interloper for more. So you do have more basic lands. This one, mana value 3 or less, right? So they could get Adeline back? Are they going to let me do that? Sweet! Alright. I expected them to block. Oh, I already laid a land down. Okay, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do then. This is gonna hurt. Or are they gonna go after this? Now they should block, right? Had to try it. It's White Sun's Twilight again. Hello. Leyline Surge is a good spell. Vorinclex. Nice. What is that? Invasion of Alara. It's going to be 13 points of damage to 1 token. Wow. You're still not done. That's a lot of spells. Yeah, all right. We're gonna skip the get in the battle. I could have done Invasion of Fiora first. We will destroy just legendary creatures. And now they're digging. Alright. Exile you. Oh, hang on. My computer's hiccuping. It's going to make me misclick. Awaken the Maelstrom. I'll draw 2 cards. Target permanent to destroy. Choose a permanent you control. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. That was a nice round. It was a nice turn. We get Marchesa next. Sweet. Expand the sphere. They could have proliferated, right? They could have added more counters onto that, if that's for the way they wanted to do things. The problem with my style of deck, where I'm constantly cycling, and other oversized decks with all this ramp, is I'm not sure how exciting the match itself is, because I'm spending a lot of time waiting for him to look through their deck and find just another land. And at this point, just another land is not necessarily going to be helpful for them. Let's see, return this back to the owner's hand, that's me. And then there's nothing for them to discard. And then we play this for 6. Auto pay. Take action. Find me a good creature. Got so many nice things here. Let's do one with haste. We can play the land. And you can go there. And you can go give him poison. And why can nobody stop the poison part of this deck? Get another creature. And I'm about to get me a dragon. And they're about to scoop. They drew a land. Oh, wait a second. This is kind of cool. Okay, so... exile target player's graveyard. Can I go find my spell without it being among the 13 that are exiled? Yes. End the turn. Yes, I know I had lethal. You know I had lethal. Aren't you curious as to what I'm going to do? You just saw me go get one specific spell. Are you going to scoop? Don't leave. Come on. You got to be curious. Excellent.
Every job is an opportunity to learn more about this city. May your peace last.
That's excellent. It comes with a shield counter, right? Oh, but they have to sacrifice. It's not destroy. So the shield counter won't necessarily save it. They're searching for yet another basic land card. Okay, I am letting you go to your entire hand, your entire turn, without stopping you at all. And I didn't attack you last turn. Let me have it. Please. Yes! That's how I wanted to use those two cards together.
This war is getting out of hand.
And let's hear to Fajitas 1986 for staying in the game for that. So few people do. That's a special hurrah right there. So many people scooped so much earlier. They had to have been curious when I didn't attack. So yeah, Demonic Bargain. We use it to go get... Where are you? Over here. Bringer of the Last Gift. We assume, you know, maybe they would have had a board wipe. Maybe we wouldn't have had so many creatures out already. Yeah, we could have done the normal swing and just lethal and end the match. But I had the two cards available. I wanted to show off the two cards and show how they work. And that was the last goal that I had for this particular deck. You remember, it's the new year. I don't do resolutions. I just have goals. So let me take you in and show you the deck one more time. And I probably could have gone undefeated if I'd chosen the right color land on those other two battles. So just keep in mind, you do have to keep track of specifically for the first 4 or 5 turns what colors you have. So that if you do have something like a Depopulate, you make sure that you can play it on turn 5 probably, if not turn 4. And before I forget, I'm going to go into the lands. because I am supposed to have one of each land that's basic for my 2 Fields of Ruin, and in case they have something that destroys the non-basic lands, that I can still dig into my deck even after I've already had a couple of... I could draw a couple of basic land cards, they could destroy one, I could use my 2 Fields of Ruin, and I'd still be able to call out one basic land for each match. And we went a bit too often with White Sun's Twilight for my liking. That really... I mean, if you wanted, you could just switch those out for more depopulates if you got them. I just use this because I already have these, and for some reason when I win games, this has not been the card that I've been getting. I've only gotten one of those in my award so far, and I'm still basically following the free-to-play version, where I will start to burn wild cards this year because I want to have more fun with cards that I haven't played with yet. But for some things, I just want to show there are limitations we have on what we can do. You know, there are cards that are nice cards where I only have one copy of them, and I fit them in where I can in the decks and make them useful. But, you know, I'm not going overboard and crafting, you know, extra mythic rare stuff just so I have 4 copies of Kami War and stuff like that. So, yeah, the charms worked great. Exiling the Graveyard was perfect timing for me to get out the Demonic Bargain spell to go search for Bringer of the Last Gift. The only thing that, I mean, if you wanted to have more fun and go in a roundabout way, you could go look for the Hoarding Broodlord first and have that go look for a card and chain it together that way. But yeah, I kind of got rid of all of my problems. If you've been watching the channel for the last year, 2.5 years, I get land starved a lot. Other times I get land flooded. Here, I don't really get... I mean, I could get dealt one land in the initial draw, and then I'll have to mulligan. And then after that, I've got so many land cycling creatures, I can't really get land starved ever again. It's just a case of, did I choose the right colors so that I can be equipped for the next turn? And then if I do happen to flood out, and I feel like I have enough land, these are all cycle too. All 5 of the Streets of New Capenna's tri-lands, you can cycle those for 3 energy. So I can cycle the lands as well if I feel like I've got enough lands. And in the meantime, I've got enough other cards to do what I want, that I feel like I can do basically anything I want with this deck. And I put off making it for such a long while because I suspected that might be the case, just because they introduced more of these cycling cards, these land cycling cards with Ixalan. And I'm like, as soon as they did that, I'm like, well, I'm out of excuses. I've got too many already. I don't even have 4 copies of each, but I've got, you know, what do they call? We've got an abundance of choices. We've got, you know, a plethora of bounty here, and I just couldn't justify not making the deck anymore. But it's kind of, I'm mixed about it because it's not the most exciting, because I spend a lot of my time cycling my creatures to go look for the right color land, and I don't feel that's like the most exciting gameplay, but I do like the fact that every turn I'm going to get a land that I want. Every turn it's going to be the color that I want it to be, and in the next turn I'm going to cast the spell that I want to cast. So there's a certain amount of better control that I feel that I have here with this deck, that makes it a little more consistent to me than a lot of other decks. Whereas before, you know, I'm at the mercy of the RNG, and, you know, even on my decks where I go into ranked and I know I've got them tuned to the finely tuned hilt, I still get, you know, land starved and stuff like that. It's almost impossible to get land starved here, really. The biggest thing you got to worry about is maybe a little bit of discard, and maybe a little bit of the really cheap aggro stuff up front. And even then, you saw if I hadn't messed up, I had a chance to get through that. So anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Is the deck too boring? Is it too consistent? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I'm not sure. I kind of like it. I don't know. It's by the time you get deeper in and can full cast the creatures and stuff like that, I mean, the cards, the other spells are all exciting spells. They're all fun. Invasion of Alara is great fun. Kami War is great fun. You know, Expel the Interlopers is my favorite board wipe. Illicit Shipment didn't come up this time, but I love using that card. in the combo of using Demonic Bargain to go get Bringer of the Last Gift, which is a brand new card I haven't played with before. I love doing that. So, anyway, we will leave it there. Go ahead and like and subscribe, leave a comment, that sort of stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.